Hey everyone, and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for another explainer. Today, we're diving into a place that has literally seen the absolute extremes of human experience. We're going to unpack the incredible transformation of Panipat. It's a city that has reinvented itself in a way that is, quite frankly, just fascinating to study. So get comfortable, because we have some fantastic, highly focused learning ahead of us. Now, if you're prepping for competitive exams like the UPSC, you probably already know why this matters. Panipat isn't just some random dot on a map. It is an absolute must-know topic for General Studies Paper 1. It sits right at this crazy intersection of critical Indian history and complex modern economic geography. Honestly, understanding Panipat is basically a cheat code for understanding the broader currents of India's development. Okay, let's dive into this. How is it actually possible that one single city, located just 90 kilometers north of Delhi, has been the stage for the bloodiest military disasters in Indian history, and yet, simultaneously, acts as a modern powerhouse of textile exports? It's an incredible paradox, isn't it? To solve that paradox, here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover the GS Paper 1 essentials, the clash of the empires, the Third Great War, take a stop at the Black Mango Tree, explore the modern city of weavers, and finally wrap up with schemes and survival. All right, Section 1, Clash of the Empires, 1556, the Second Battle. Picture this, it's November 1556. The rising Mughal Empire, led by a 13-year-old Akbar and his guardian Bayram Khan, is facing off against the massive forces of the Sur Empire. They're commanded by the formidable King Hemu, who had actually just captured Delhi and crowned himself Vikramaditya. This right here is a textbook illustration of asymmetric warfare. Hemu marched in with a genuinely intimidating force. We're talking 30,000 cavalry and 500 plate-armored war elephants, complete with musketeers mounted right on top. The guy was a veteran of 22 victorious battles. Against all that, the Mughals brought a swift, highly mobile cavalry totally focused on superior archery. So, when Hemu unleashed his elephants, the Mughal cavalry didn't just retreat. No, they expertly veered to the flanks, pelting the elephants and their riders from the sides, all while cleverly using a deep ravine as a defensive barrier. Now, despite those brilliant Mughal tactics, Hemu was fiercely pushing the advantage. It really looked like he was right on the cusp of victory. But then, history pivoted on a single projectile. A total chance Mughal arrow struck King Hemu directly in the eye. He collapsed, completely unconscious, right there in his elephant's howdah. Seeing their invincible leader fall, his massive army instantly panicked, broke formation, and fled. Hemu was captured, and that led to a decisive Mughal victory that permanently secured Delhi and Agra for Akbar. Moving on to Section 2, the Third Great War, 1761, Marathas versus Afghans. Let's fast forward to 1761. The expanding Maratha Empire, looking to solidify their control over northern India, clashes with the invading Afghan forces of Ahmad Shah Abdali. The sheer visceral devastation of this battle is honestly hard to overstate. It involved over 125,000 troops. The Marathas actually had European-style infantry and excellent French-made artillery, but there was one fatal flaw. Their cannons were static. They simply couldn't keep up with the swift, mobile, mounted heavy artillery of the Afghan cavalry, which ultimately just dominated the battlefield. And this brilliantly illustrates the strategic nightmare the Marathas found themselves in. Abdali executed this incredibly daring maneuver. He crossed the Yamuna River at Bagpat and completely cut the Maratha camp off from their supply base in Delhi. This led to a brutal 2-month siege. By late December, the Maratha camp, which, mind you, included hundreds of thousands of non-combatant pilgrims, had entirely run out of food. It was mass starvation. Driven by absolute sheer desperation to break the siege, they marched out to fight on January 14th. The outcome was horrifying. Historians estimate that at least 100,000 Maratha soldiers and non-combatants perished, both during the battle and in the immediate slaughters that followed. 100,000. It is a staggering, deeply sobering number that brought the Maratha expansion in the north to a grinding halt for a whole decade. Section 3, the Black Mango Tree, the Kala Amb Memorial. So how does a city process that level of historical trauma? Well, it grounds it right into the earth. Today, there's a peaceful park on the outskirts of the city called Kala Amb, which translates to Black Mango.
Local tradition says a black mango tree stood at this spot, and it was under this tree that Maratha commander Sanchiv Rao Bao fought his last action. The tree itself is gone now, replaced by a red brick obelisk, but the soil here serves as the ultimate physical reminder of the tens of thousands of casualties from that single day.
But here's where the story gets really, really fascinating. Did you know this incredible fact? The very geography that once hosted the Graveyard of Empires has completely reinvented itself. How on earth did a battlefield transform into an industrial hub that now supplies an astonishing 75% of the Indian military's barrack blankets? No way, right? It's a complete pivot.
Section 4. The City of Weavers. Modern Panipat.
Today, the deafening sounds of 18th century artillery have been entirely replaced by the rhythmic, industrious clacking of thousands upon thousands of modern handlooms. Panipat's modern identity is literally woven into textiles, particularly something called the Panja Durry. This is a specialized, heavy structured floor covering known for its complicated designs. The skill required to weave these really represents the creative resilience of the city. And it's not just a local product either. The Panja Durry has massive global appeal and is an absolute cornerstone of their export economy.
Now, what's really interesting about the engines of this cottage industry is that they rely on over 50,000 hand looms, which basically fall into three distinct categories. First, you have pit looms, primarily used for weaving cotton or chenille durries. Then you've got frame looms, which can be ordinary or fitted with jacquard attachments for producing much more complex woven fabrics. And finally, the specialized panja looms, which are used for those heavy structured durries we were just talking about. The human impact of all these looms is just massive. This highly efficient ecosystem provides direct and indirect employment to more than 90,000 people in the region today. I mean, Panipat actually has 35 yarn spinning units all clustered together in one place, creating this massive hub that sustains entire communities.
And the result of all that generational labor? Over 1,200 crore rupees. That's right, 1,200 crore. That is the estimated total export value from Panipat's handloom industry. From bed covers to carpets, the city accounts for roughly 50% of India's total handloom exports. They've even won gold trophies for the highest export of woolen hand-tufted carpets. It is undeniably an absolute export powerhouse.
Section 5. Schemes, Strategies, and Survival.
You see, handloom weaving is incredibly time-consuming. So how does this traditional heritage survive against high-speed automated power looms? Well, it relies heavily on strategic government intervention. The Integrated Handloom Development Scheme helps form weaver groups and provides much better working conditions and bank credit. Then there's the Millgate Price Scheme. This is a real game changer. It ensures that the National Handloom Development Corporation provides all types of yarn to weavers at the subsidized Millgate price. And on top of that, the Market Promotion Scheme actively helps them sell these genuine, authentic products through national expos and craft melas.
But beyond the macro-level economics, the individual weavers doing this incredibly physical work absolutely need a safety net. Health insurance through ICICI Lombard, combined with the Mahatma Gandhi Bunker Bima Yojana, which is implemented with LIC, provides critical life and disability coverage, and it even ships in for their children's education. These schemes are absolutely crucial. They provide the social security necessary for the heritage to actually continue to thrive.
So we've arrived at the end of our journey, from a graveyard of empires where hundreds of thousands fell, to a vibrant city weaving its own highly lucrative future on the global stage. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. How does history shape the resilience of the places we live today? Panipat proves that geography is never just one static thing. It's constantly evolving, shaped equally by the sword and the loom. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep that curiosity alive until next time.